94, Bronx classroom, broken dream, broken dream, broken dream. They don't teach us truth, just broken schemes. Yeah, 10 years old when I learned the game was rigged. Teacher said Columbus discovered land. I flipped, miss, how you discover what already got people there? She said, sit down, boy, don't you dare. That's when I knew this whole system suspect, teaching us to bow down, show respect to the same folks who enslaved my ancestors. Textbooks written by these pretenders, they skip the massacres, whitewash the crimes, make us memorize dates but miss the paradigms. Funding cuts every year while prison expand, school to prison pipeline, that's the master plan. Metal detectors at the entrance like we criminals, while white suburban schools got swimming pools and minerals. They ain't teaching truth, just obedience. History rewritten by the expedients. Mind control disguised as curriculum, breaking free from their delirium. They ain't teaching truth, it's just obedience. History rewritten by the expedients. Mind control disguised as curriculum, breaking free from the delirium. Tracking system designed to sort us out. AP for the light skin, rest get pushed out. Guidance counselor suggesting vocational school, while telling white kids about university's cruel. Zero tolerance policy just for us though. White kid with drugs gets counseling. We go straight to juvie for the same offense. Building that record for future tense. Standardized tests, culturally biased. Measuring intelligence through their crisis. I'm reading Malcolm X in the bathroom stall. Real education happening outside these walls. Now I'm teaching the youth what they won't learn. About Nat Turner and the bridges we burn. About COINTELPRO destroying black leaders. How they killed Fred Hampton while we were believers. This revolutionary education can't be stopped. Knowledge is power. That's why schools are corrupt. They want us dumb, compliant and afraid, but we're building our own schools. Foundations we've laid, from breakfast programs to community classes, educating the future revolutionary masses. Self-education, that's generation. Building a conscious generation. Going on the map.
95. Maps colored red where we live. Red line is still alive. They never forgive.
Going on the map.
Yeah. 1984, FHA drew lines on maps. Red for black neighborhoods, that's the facts. Denied mortgages based on melanin. Generational wealth gap where it begins. Grandpappy couldn't buy, so daddy had to rent. Now I'm paying double what white folks spent. Property values plummet when we move in. That's by design, systematic sin. Banks won't loan us money for businesses, but they'll cash checks at predatory interest. Meanwhile, across town, white flight exodus. Subsidized suburbs while they abandon us. Red lines on the map, boxing us in. Economic warfare under our skin. Segregation by another name, history repeating. Same old game. Red lines on the map, boxing us in. Economic warfare under our skin. Segregation by another name, history repeating. Same old game. Environmental racism, toxic waste dumps located in black neighborhoods. Test results jump. Lead paint, asbestos, contaminated water. Poisoning our sons, poisoning our daughters. No grocery stores, just liquor on every corner. Food deserts by design, making health a mourner. Public transportation barely runs out here. Job opportunities disappear. Then they blame us for poverty rates when they engineered our segregated fates. Now gentrification, final phase. After decades of neglect, suddenly it pays to revitalize. That means push us out. Coffee shops and condos, what that's about. Tax assessments triple overnight. Grandmama's house, she's gotta fight to keep the land her family bled for, while developers knocking at her door. This geographical oppression documented clear. Revolutionary urban planning starts here. Drawing new maps with justice in mind, leaving red line districts far behind.
Yo, 95. Two voices in one throat. Code switching daily just to stay afloat. Morning routine starts with putting on the mask. Code switching at work, that's the task. Change my voice, my walk, even how I talk. So white folks comfortable, don't be shocked. Speaking proper means sounding white. Like my mother's English ain't right. AV rich with history and rules. But corporate America thinks we're fools. Natural hair, unprofessional appearance. Assimilation required for clearance. Twice as good to get half as far. That's the reality of who we are.
Code switching, living double lives. Survival tactic to consciousness rise. Authentic self slowly dies. Code switching, wearing a disguise. Code switching.
In the hood they say I'm acting white, cause I read books and speak tight. At work they say I'm too urban. Can't win either way, disturbing. The psychological warfare exhausting. Constantly performing, code switching, glossing over my true self to appease them, while my authenticity they seize from me daily. Chip by chip, identity theft on this guilt trip.
Code switching, living double lives. Survival tactic to consciousness rise. Authentic self, no disguise.
But I'm reclaiming my full self now. No more code switching, showing how to be authentically black everywhere. Let them feel uncomfortable, I don't care. My language is legitimate, my culture ain't inferior. Get it straight. Assimilation is psychological colonization. Rejecting that for mental liberation. Young people wearing their culture proud. Natural hair, black names, speaking loud. No more code switching. Authentic me. Revolutionary self-love sets us free.
94 hospitals treating us different. Medical apartheid. Racism isn't distant. Racism isn't distant. Tuskegee experiments, 400 black men infected with syphilis. Government sin again, told they getting treatment for bad blood. Left to suffer, die in the mud. Henrietta lacked cells stolen without consent. Medical billions made, family never saw a cent. J. Marion Sims, father of gynecology, experimented on the slave women, that's his legacy. Without anesthesia, torturing black bodies while history books celebrate them. Oddities, current studies show black pain underestimated. Doctors believe myths were under-medicated. Clinical apartheid.
Two-tied care, black bodies treated like they're not there.
Healthcare access.
Desperately unfair. Medical apartheid, system doesn't care.
Medical apartheid.
Two-tied care, black bodies treated like they're not there.
Healthcare access.
Desperately unfair. Medical apartheid, system doesn't care.
Maternal mortality rates, shocking truth revealed. Black women dying at 3 times rate. That's real. Even middle class sisters with insurance coverage dismissed by doctors facing death shortage. They ignore our symptoms, call us dramatic, while pain and suffering become systematic. Sickle cell research underfunded for decades, cause it mainly affects black folks. That crusades never properly supported like other diseases. Medical apartheid doing what it pleases. Emergency rooms treat us last in line. Healthcare deserts in our neighborhoods by design. Clinical apartheid.
Two-tied care, black bodies treated like they're not there.
Healthcare access.
Desperately unfair. Medical apartheid, system doesn't care.
Clinical apartheid.
Two-tied care, black bodies treated like they're not there.
Healthcare access.
Desperately unfair. Clinical apartheid.
Revolutionary healthcare for all people. 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 Medical apartheid. That's the sequel. 95. Love is revolutionary act. In a world designed to keep us cracked. They tried to destroy black families from the start. Slavery separated us, broke apart. Mothers from children, husbands from wives. Now they wonder why we struggle in our lives. But love persists despite their best attempts. Black love, revolutionary, that's the transcript. Every time we choose each other, that's resistance against a system built on our non-existence. Raising black children with pride and care, teaching them their worth in the world unfair. That's revolutionary work, no debate. Love conquering program, self-hate.
Revolutionary love heals the pain. Community care, breaking every chain. Solidarity, we remain. Revolutionary love, that's the game. Revolutionary love, oh, oh. Revolutionary love, oh, oh. Revolutionary love, oh, oh. Revolutionary love, oh, oh.
Fred Hampton said, we don't think you fight fire with fire best, you fight fire with water. Protest through building up our people with programs, mutual aid networks, community plans, feeding kids, free healthcare clinics. Revolutionary love, that's not gimmicks. When we pour into each other, treat every black person like sister, brother. That's how we build power that lasts. Learning from the movements of the past.
Revolutionary love heals the pain. Community care, breaking every chain. Solidarity, we remain. Revolutionary love, that's the game. Revolutionary love, oh no. Revolutionary love, oh no. Revolutionary love, oh no. Revolutionary love, oh no.
Loving ourselves is political act. In a world that tells us we're lacking fact. Black joy, black rest, black pleasure. All forms of resistance we treasure. Community gardens where we grow our food. Liberated spaces, positive mood. Elder care, child care, mutual support. Building alternatives to their distorted system designed to isolate and break us. Revolutionary love will awake us.
Revolutionary love.
Yeah.
Revolutionary love. Revolutionary love. Oh, no.
Love is solidarity.
Revolutionary love. Oh, no.
That's our power base. Revolutionary community. Winning this race. Yeah. 94, modern slavery under different name. Different name. Amendment got a loophole clause. Slavery legal if you break the laws. They didn't end it, just restructure the system. Now private prisons profit when they convict them. 2 million bodies locked in cages, working for cents. Modern day slave wages, making license plates, furniture and clothes. Corporate profits while suffering grows. 3 strikes laws targeting black communities. Mandatory minimums destroying families. War on drugs really war on us. CIA brought the crack, that's a fact we discussed. With different names, hanging coke shield, slavery evolved. Profit off our bodies, problems never solved. Aging generations, futures dissolved. Prison industrial, time to revolt. With different names. Judges owning stock in prison corporations. Financial incentive for mass incarceration. Kids for cash scandals, barely make the news. Why they building more cells than they build schools. Solitary confinement and psychological torture, but they call it safety. Twist the nomenclature. Guards raping women, inmates daily. System designed to brutalize, not rehabilitate. See released with no skills, no support, no chance. Recidivism rates high, that's not by happenstance. My brother doing 10 for what white boy walked from. Same crime, different outcome, where that come from? Public defender overworked, underpaid, while prosecutors building careers on black bodies displayed. Plea bargains forced even when you're innocent. Cause fighting means years if the trial's different. This modern day genocide by incarceration, breaking up families, destroying the black nation. But we organizing inside and outside walls. Prison abolition movement answering freedom's call. Breaking these chains one truth at a time.
Wicked for leg. Prison industrial.
The ultimate crime.
Wicked for leg. Wicked for leg.
Low. 95. FBI files declassified. Government assassinated those who unified. FBI files declassified. Government assassinated those who unified. J. Edgar Hoover's secret program revealed. COINTELPRO tactics, wounds never healed. Fred Hampton murdered in his bed at night. Drugged by FBI, couldn't even fight. 21 years old, feeding kids breakfast. They killed him for that. Government's worst test infiltrated the Panthers with paid informants, set up internal conflicts, created warrants. Malcolm X, they admit they watched them close. Police stood down during the murder, that's gross. Martin Luther King under constant surveillance. They tried to blackmail him, showing their malevolence. COINTELPRO never really ended, just got more sophisticated, amended. Watching activists, movement suspended. Government's war on dissent never ended. Geronimo Pratt spent 27 years locked up for a crime FBI knew he didn't commit. What's up? They had him under surveillance miles away, but kept the evidence hidden to this day. Mumia Abu Jamal on death row still. Evidence suggests police went for the kill. Every black revolutionary leader neutralized through murder, imprisonment, or scandalized. Assata Shakur forced to flee the country while the real terrorists run shit comfortably. COINTELPRO never really ended, just got more sophisticated, amended. Watching activists, movement suspended. Government's war on dissent never ended. Now it's surveillance, capitalism, same game. Track us through our phones, data's their aim. Patriot Act legalized what COINTELPRO did. Watching Muslims now, keeping truth hid. Black Lives Matter organized, mysteriously dying. Ferguson activists, bodies they finding. History repeating, pattern so clear. Government fears unity, that's what they fear. But we're organized and encrypted and aware. Revolutionary movements everywhere. Can't stop the revolution with surveillance. Truth spreads despite their malevolence. Can't tell, never really ended.
Over that, 94. Check, that's 400 years overdue. Reparations now. Yeah. 40 acres and a mule, that was the promise. Never delivered, that's dishonest. Slavery built this nation's entire wealth. Our ancestors' labor, stolen health. Cotton, tobacco, sugar, rice. Free labor building paradise for white folks while we suffered in chains. Now they say reparations is insane. They paid Japanese for internment camps. They paid Holocaust survivors, set the lamps. Germany paid Israel billions in gold. But for black Americans, we're told it's too complicated. Too much time passed while the wealth gap keeps growing fast.
Reparations due, the bill comes now.
Reparation in full, no debate on how.
Reparations due,
The bill comes now. Reparation in full, no debate on how. Every Fortune 500 company got ties to slavery profits, that's no surprise. Banks, railroads, insurance, all built on black bodies, carrying that guilt. Wall Street itself was a slave market. They profited billions, can't dodge it. Now the median, white family wealth, 20 times black family stealth. Mode oppression through generations, demanding economic reparations. Not just checks, but infrastructure too. Water these schools, healthcare, jobs that act cruel. Reparations due, the bill comes now. Reparation in full, no debate on how. Reparations due, the bill comes now. Reparation in full, no debate on how. Reparations. They say my family didn't own slaves, but they benefited from all those graves. GI Bill excluded, black veterans created white suburban settlements. Social security initially excluded domestic and farm workers, polluted by racism, designed to maintain gaps. Every policy had racial maps, so when we demand reparations today, it's about justice, not handouts, okay? Calculate the unpaid wages with interest, add discrimination's cost, we protest. Reparation, reparations. Reparation. Economic justice means reparations, building wealth for future generations.
Lyrics form, numbers don't lie. Bodies pile high. Badge and bullet mathematics. Ash and bullet mathematics acting why 1,000 Americans killed by police yearly. Black folks 3 times more likely clearly. With 13% of population, but 28% of police shootings, that equation don't add up unless you factor racism in. Qualified immunity means they shoot again. Tamir Rice, 12 years old with toy gun. 2 seconds and the officer's work was done. No indictment, no trial, just paid leave while his mother left to grieve. Eric Garner choked for selling cigarettes loose. I can't breathe 11 times, what's the use? Officer promoted after his death. That's the mathematics of stolen breath. Run the numbers, see the pattern clear. Statistical genocide year after year. Mathematics of oppression we fear. Badge and bullet, death draws near. Philando Castile followed every rule. Told officer he had a legal gun, no duel intended. Reaching for ideas instructed. Shot 7 times, justice obstructed. Acquitted officer walks free today, while Philando's daughter lives with that display of violence. Captured on dash cam clear, but the jury said no crime here. Breonna Taylor asleep in a bed, no knock warrant, plain clothes, 41 shots spread. No officers charged for her death that night, only charged for shots that missed, that's not right. Run the numbers, see the pattern clear. Statistical genocide year after year. Mathematics of oppression we fear. Dash and bullet, death draws near. They say comply and you'll survive, but Tamir Philando, Breonna complied, no jive. Statistics show compliance doesn't matter when you're black. Your life will shatter. Defund means reinvest resources in mental health, housing, different courses. Cops aren't trained for social work. Armed response to every quirk. Community control, accountability boards, and qualified immunity. That's our swords. Mathematics says reform doesn't work. Abolition's what we need to upend this murk. Run the numbers, paint the picture crystal clear. Revolutionary change is what we engineer. 9 to 4, number 4. 9 to 4, prevent the floor. Nah.
94, looking in the mirror, hating what I see. Beauty standards killing me internally. Yeah, 8 years old when I learned dark skin was ugly. Kids at school calling me Blackie, lovely. Light-skinned girls got picked first for everything, while I sat in the corner questioning why God made me this shade of brown. Praying for lighter skin to come around. Mama using bleaching cream on her face, trying to erase what she can't replace. Darker you are, the harder life becomes. That's the message coming from everyone. Good hair means straight, bad hair means kinky. Self-hatred programmed subtly and stinky. Aunties pressing our hair with hot combs burning. Scalp scarred from the Euro beauty we're learning. Mirror was fighting with reflection. Eurocentric beauty, mental infection. Colorism causing self-rejection. Mirror wars, needing resurrection. Mirror wars fighting with reflection. Eurocentric beauty, mental infection. Colorism causing self-rejection. Mirror wars, needing resurrection. Mirror wars. Willie Lynch syndrome, still alive today. Divide and conquer through skin tone. They play us against each other. Light versus dark, house slave versus field slave left their mark. Magazines never show women dark like me.
unless they lighten in post photography. Music videos filled with light bright women, while dark-skinned sisters rarely get in them. Brothers talking about she pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Backhanded compliments making stomachs curl. Plastic surgery trying to narrow our nose. Lip reduction while white girls get those same features ejected. Suddenly it's trendy, but on us it's ugly. Messages they send me.
Mirror wars fighting with reflection. Eurocentric beauty, mental infection. Colorism causing self-rejection. Mirror wars needing his erection. Mirror wars fighting with reflection. Eurocentric beauty, mental infection. Colorism causing self-rejection. Mirror wars needing his erection. Mirror wars.
Now I'm unlearning decades of self-hate, recognizing beauty in my natural state, letting my afro grow wild and free, dark skin glowing, that's power I see. Teaching my daughter she's beautiful as is, no relaxers, no bleaching, none of that biz. Revolutionary self-love in a world that says we're not, embracing every feature that our ancestors got. Melanin is magic, not a curse to hide. Natural hair is crown worn with pride, breaking mental chains of beauty standards imposed. Mirror wars ending, self-love composed.
Mirror wars through self-acceptance. Revolutionary beauty, no more repentance.
Oh. 95, planet burning, but we burn first. Environmental racism, poors get the worst. Warren County, North Carolina, 1982. PCB landfill in the black community, true. Residents protested, civil disobedience displayed. Birth of environmental justice, foundation laid. Cancer Alley, Louisiana, 85 miles long. Petrochemical plants where black folks belong. Highest cancer rates in the nation, but corporations call it job creation. Lead paint poisoning in inner city homes. Landlords ignore it while children's IQ lows. Asbestos, toxic waste, contaminated sites, all located near black neighborhoods. That's our plight. Like can of fraud and licks. Environmental warfare, rich stay clean, while poor black folks trapped in toxic scene. Justice means healthy spaces to convene. Environmental warfare, keeping air obscene. Environmental warfare. Environmental warfare. Asthma rates in black neighborhoods triple white from pollution, highways, industrial blight. Interstate highways deliberately routed through our zones, destroying neighborhoods, breaking up homes. Food deserts where fresh produce unavailable, but fast food and liquor stores are capable. Diabetes, obesity, health disparities, all connected to environmental charities that ignore us while they save polar bears. Movement needs to show it cares about black lives, indigenous fights, frontline communities bearing the blights. Environmental warfare, rich stay clean, while poor black folks trapped in toxic scene. Justice means healthy spaces to convene. Environmental warfare, keeping air obscene. Environmental warfare. Environmental warfare. We demand clean air and water as basic right. Community control solutions, joining the fight. Solar panels on our roofs, urban farms we need. Environmental justice through community led. Can't separate environmental from racial justice. Same system poisoning planet, poisoning us. Revolutionary ecology built from below. Community control, making movements grow. Self-determination over our environment. That's the only path to real betterment. Environmental justice means racial justice too. Environmental justice means racial justice too. Revolutionary movements breaking through. 95. Standing on stolen ground. Vision of solidarity making that sound. Making that sound. Beef for Africans were brought here in chains. Indigenous people suffered genocidal pains. 90% population wiped out. Smallpox blankets, trail of tears route. Buffalo slaughtered to starve the plains. Residential schools causing lasting pains. Forced assimilation, killer Indian saved the man. Cultural genocide was they plan. Now reservations lack running water, while corporations profit off native slaughter. Missing and murdered indigenous women. Thousands disappearing, statistics grim, man. Law enforcement ignoring their cases. Systemic violence in all these places.
Stolen land, acknowledgement ain't enough. Land back movement, making it tough. Solidarity beyond just words and stuff. Stolen land, acknowledgement, and get it off.
Stolen land, acknowledgement ain't enough. Land back movement, making it tough.
Solidarity beyond just words and stuff. Stolen land, acknowledgement, get it rough.
Standing Rock water protectors fort. Corporate pipeline, indigenous land board. Without consent, treaty violations clear. Military equipment used to create fear. Black activists showed up in solidarity. Understanding shared history's reality. Both peoples facing state violence. Both fighting for survival and defiance. Colonial project pitted us against each other, but we're both oppressed by the same white brother. Afro-indigenous people exist too. Erased from both communities, that's true.
Stolen land, acknowledgement ain't enough. Land back movement, making it tough. Solidarity beyond just words and stuff. Stolen land, acknowledgement.
Land back means returning stolen territories. Indigenous sovereignty, that's the story. Reparations for black folks, land for indigenous. The colonization must be continuous. We support indigenous-led movements. Show up for they fights, that's improvements. Learn whose land we're standing on. Support indigenous sovereignty till it's dawn. Decolonize our minds from settler mentality. Revolutionary solidarity is our reality. Can't have liberation on stolen land. Indigenous freedom, we understand. Land back, black liberation together. Solidarity bond will hold forever. Indigenous solidarity, making it stand. Get involved.
Workers of the world unite. Workers of the world unite.
40 hours but still can't eat. Wage slave to the capitalist beat. Yeah. Minimum wage been 4.25 since 91. While CEO pay increase, look what they done. They tell us pull ourselves up by bootstraps, but bootstraps break under capitalism's traps. Working 3 jobs just to pay the rent. No time for family, energy spent. Factory workers breathing toxic fumes daily, while bosses count profits, safety failing. Union busting tactics, keeping us divided. NAFTA coming through jobs, being guided overseas to exploit cheaper labor force. Corporate greed running its course. Wage slave, working till we die. Profit margins more important than you and I. Labor organizing, solidarity's cry. Wage slave, time to unify. Wage slave, working till we die. Profit margins more important than you and I. Labor organizing, solidarity's cry. Wage slave. Time to unify. Temp agencies means no benefits at all. Workers disposable when profits fall. No health care, no pension plans in sight. Corporations hoarding wealth with all their might. Right to work laws breaking unions down. Corporate power cementing their crown. They offshore jobs to exploit cheaper labor. Then blame immigrants as our neighbor for taking jobs that core destroyed. Keeping workers divided, strategy employed to prevent class consciousness rising. But we're waking up, organizing. Wage slave, working till we die. Profit margins more important than you and I. Labor organizing, solidarity's cry. Wage slave, time to unify. Wage slave, workers of the world unite. Workers of the world, wage slave. Workers of the world unite. Wage slavery ending tonight. Wage slavery. Tonight.
94.
In New Orleans,
Brooklyn changing overnight.
New Orleans.
Culture vultures circling. Ready to bite. Ready to bite. Ready to bite.
94.
First they came with the coffee shops and yoga studios. Rent jumped 300 overnight studios. That used to house families now for one white person. While displacement got my people dispersing. They call it revitalization, I call it colonization. Same violence, different manifestation. Decades they ignored our neighborhood needs. Now suddenly it's up and coming, indeed. Police presence triple once white folks moved in. Protecting property over people, same old sin. Corner store where we got our groceries closed. Whole Foods open, prices never disclosed.
94.
Watching my neighborhood disappear. Gentrification erasing everything dear. Culture genocide in real time here. Displaced souls shedding bitter tears.
Watching my neighborhood disappear. Gentrification erasing eating things dear. Culture genocide in real time here. Displaced souls shedding bitter tears. Mrs. Johnson, 70 years in her building. Evicted so they could start rebuilding. Luxury condos where the project stood. Erasing black history from the neighborhood. Murals painted over with corporate graffiti. Art galleries selling authenticity. While the authentic culture gets pushed out. That's what this gentrification's all about. They want the flavor without the people. Want our style but call us evil. Now my son can't afford to live where he was born. Community ties severed and torn. Churches closing, converted to nightclubs. Where hipsters come to slum with no love. This economic violence hidden in plain sight. Urban renewal means Negro removal, that's right. But we're organizing tenant unions now. Community land trust showing us how to maintain control of our neighborhoods. Fighting gentrification in our hoods.
Resistance rising against displacement. Reclaiming space with defiant placement.
94. Bombs for profit. Blood for oil. War economy on stolen soil. Profit. $200 billion defense budget. While people starving, politicians fudge it. Lockheed Martin profits from eternal war. Raytheon shareholders wanting more. Cold War ended, but spending increased. Military contracts never cease. They say we can't afford health care for all, but unlimited funds when weapons call. Poor black and brown kids become soldiers. Economic draft on their shoulders. Military recruits in underfunded schools, promising college, using them as tools. Profits over lives. Military industrial complex thrives. Peace, dividend, never arrives. War economy, while freedom dies. War economy, Gulf War sold us on CNN screens. Yellow ribbon propaganda machines. 100,000 Iraqis dead for oil access. While they claim liberation, what a mess. Somalia intervention disaster. Haiti occupied, moving faster. For global military domination. U.S. empire's new manifestation. Bosnia next, they're planning more. Perpetual war machine, that's what it's for. War economy. Profits over lives. Military industrial complex thrives. Peace, dividend, never arrives. War economy, while freedom dies. War economy, veterans return with Gulf War syndrome. Denied health care, left alone. They used them up and threw away. While defense contractors getting paid, we demand military budget be cut. Reinvest in communities, that's what's really needed for security here. Not bombs overseas, creating fear. Peace is possible when profit removed. Revolutionary anti-war movements prove that people power can stop the machine. War
war economy, time to intervene. Anti-war movement rising again. Peace through justice, that's our plan.
94.
Growing our food, controlling our fate, food sovereignty, can't wait.
Food deserts by design in black neighborhoods. No fresh produce, just processed goods. Supermarkets deliberately stay away, while liquor stores and fast food hold sway. Diabetes, obesity, heart disease, all connected to what we can access with ease. Corporate agriculture controls the seeds, pretending life, serving corporate needs. Chemical pesticides poisoning our soil. Farm workers' health destroyed by toil. Farm subsidies going to mega corporations. Small farmers losing their foundation.
Food sovereignty,
Growing our own
community agriculture,
seeds we've sown.
food sovereignty,
Standing alone,
food sovereignty,
making it known. Black farmers had their land systematically stolen. USDA discrimination, their wealth was swollen by others, while black farms disappeared. Went from 14% to 1% since 1920. Weird, unless you understand it's intentional. Breaking black self-sufficiency, conventional. Warfare through policy and loans denied. Historic lawsuit, just filed with pride. Urban farming movements, proclaiming vacant lots. Community gardens, connecting the dots.
food sovereignty,
Growing our own
community agriculture,
seeds we've sown.
food sovereignty,
Standing alone,
food sovereignty,
making it known.
food sovereignty,
Growing our own
community agriculture,
seeds we've sown.
food sovereignty,
Standing alone,
food sovereignty,
making it known. Food cooperatives controlled by the people. Buying clubs, making access equal. Farm a table, locally sourced. Revolutionary agriculture enforced. Teaching kids how to grow their food. Connecting the earth, changing their mood. Food sovereignty means cultural preservation too. Genetium crops, recipes passed through generations. That knowledge is power. Breaking corporate control hour by hour. Feeding ourselves, revolutionary act. Food sovereignty, that's a fact. Growing our own. Growing our own.
growing revolution from the ground, food sovereignty, freedom found.
95. Malcolm's question still remains. Ballad or the bullet. Breaking these chains. 95. Ballad or the bullet. Malcolm's question still remains. Ballad or the bullet. Breaking these chains. They tell me vote. That's my civic duty. But both parties funded by same corporations. Truly, Democrats promise change every 4 years and maintain the status quo. Confirming fears, Republicans openly racist. At least they honest. While liberals patronize, make empty promise. Crime bill locked up millions of black men. Biden wrote it, Clinton signed. Here we go again. They campaign in our neighborhoods election season. Then disappear, that's high treason. Gerrymandering districts, voter suppression tactics. Electoral college means popular vote is just theatrics.
Ballot or the bullet, time to choose. Revolutionary action or continue to lose. System can't be fixed from within. Time for something radical to begin.
Some say work within the system for reform, but the system designed to keep us in the storm. You can't use master's tools to dismantle this house. Audre Lorde taught that. What I'm talking about, local elections matter more than presidential, but capitalism itself is detrimental. Need community control of police and schools. Can't achieve that playing by the rules. Third parties blocked by a two-party monopoly, while both serve the same oligarch. So we building dual power structures now. Community programs showing us how to survive outside they system.
Self-determination, that's wisdom. Mutual aid networks, people's assemblies, direct democracy, not this travesty. Revolution doesn't mean violence necessarily, but it means fundamental change inevitably. Malcolm was right, by any means required. Ballot or bullet, both strategies admired. Ballot or the bullet. Ballot or the bullet. Malcolm Weston. Never page. Ballot or the bullet. Multiple tactics for one goal. Liberation of body, mind, and soul.
94. Gary Webb about to expose the truth. Crack era chronicles, documenting the proof.
94.
Documenting the proof.
94, Gary Webb about to expose the truth.
1985, crack floods in the cities overnight. Cocaine paste cooked up, epidemics in flight. Ricky Ross moving tons through California streets. CIA connected supplier making ends meet. Iran-Contra scandal shows the paper trail. Funding Nicaraguan rebels through cocaine sales. Oliver North testifying, but the truth gets buried while black neighborhoods suffer. Families harried by addiction, incarceration, death on every corner. Government-sponsored genocide, that's the mourner. Reagan declares war on drugs and aid to 6, but the drugs came from his administration's tricks. Crack didn't just appear from thin air.
Government conspiracy documented with care.
War on us disguised as war on drugs out there.
Crack era chronicles the truth we share.
Crack didn't just appear from thin air. Government conspiracy documented with care. War on us disguised as war on drugs out there.
Crack era chronicles the truth we share.
Sentence and disparity, 100-to-1 ratio clear. Crack gets your life, while powder gets a year. Same drug, different form, but who gets locked? Black folks doing crack while white folks on yacht. Snorting powder, walking free from the court. System designed to destroy us, that's the retort. Mandatory minimums targeting our communities, while CIA ports continue with impunities. Foster homes flooded with crack babies crying. Mothers in prison, generations dying. Crack didn't just appear from thin air. Government conspiracy documented with care. War on us disguised as war on drugs out there.
Crack era chronicles the truth we share.
Gary Webb gonna publish Dark Alliance soon, exposing the connection, bursting a balloon of government lies about drug wars, real intent, documents proving where the crack really went. They'll destroy his career, call them conspiracy theorists, but the facts don't lie to those who hear this. Freeway Rick, Danilo Blanding, connections map, CIA protection while our communities got trapped. This wasn't just negligence, this was planned attack. Crack era chronicles, bringing the truth back.
Crack it, government, drug dealing, that's the facts. Crack it, government, crack era chronicles, revolutionary counterattacks. 94, revolutionary counterattacks. Crack era chronicles, revolutionary counterattacks.
Yeah. Poor whites think they got more in common with rich whites than poor blacks. That's the kind. That's the kind. Poor whites think they got more in common with rich whites than poor blacks. That's the kind. That's the kind.
The Dewey the boys called it psychological wage. White workers got racism instead of fair pay. So they better cause of skin tone alone. While bosses robbing blind, this system's grown on dividing working class by manufactured race. Keeping solidarity from taking place. Bacon's Rebellion 1676. Poor whites and blacks united. Scared the ruling class got them frightened. So they created whiteness as a legal category. Poor whites got privileges, forgot their own story of exploitation. Now they side with oppressor against their own class interests. That's the pressure.
Wages of whiteness, payment and pride, while capitalists laugh at the great divide.
Poor whites getting played from the inside.
Wages of whiteness,
where solidarity died.
Wages of whiteness, payment and pride,
while capitalists laugh at the great divide. Yeah,
That's the con.
affirmative action, blame for white unemployment. When corporations offshore jobs for profits enjoyment, they got poor whites thinking black folks the enemy, while CEOs making millions off our misery. Union busting effects, all workers the same, but they got poor whites blaming us for their pain. Crime bills lock up black and white, working poor, but they frame it as helping whites. That's the law. Healthcare crisis, poverty, job insecurity affects all workers, but they obscure unity.
Wages of whiteness, payment and pride.
While capitalists laugh at the great divide.
That's the con.
Yeah, Rainbow Coalition showed what's possible. Fred Hampton building multiracial, unstoppable movement of poor folks recognizing common enemy. That's why they killed them. Couldn't let us see that class solidarity threatens their whole system. Racism's the tool keeping us from wisdom. When poor whites wake up to wages of whiteness scam, realize privilege don't pay bills. Understand that we're all exploited by the same damn class. That's when revolution comes to pass. Cross-racial solidarity, working class unity, wages of whiteness exposed, that's the opportunity.
Wages of whiteness, whiteness, whiteness.
That's the con. That's the con. That's the con.
Until we're free, from Soweto to Palestine. Nobody's free until everybody's free. That line.
South Africa just ended apartheid this year. Mandela's free after 27 years, but struggle continues for economic justice. Political freedom means nothing if you're homeless. And corporations that profit here, exploiting workers over there. Crystal clear, Palestine under occupation since 48. Same tactics used in Gaza as in every state where black folks live. Militarized police, checkpoints, walls, surveillance never cease. We study their resistance, they study ours. International solidarity, that's our power.
Until we're free, none of us are. Solidarity reaching near and far. Global struggle under the same star. Until we're free, raising the bar. Until we're free, none of us are. Solidarity reaching near and far. Global struggle under the same star. Until we're free, raising the bar.
Zapatistas rising up in choppers. Mexico, indigenous resistance, putting on a show for the world, saying you basta. The neoliberal order, NAFTA destroying communities cross the border. Same corporations exploiting here and there. Same World Bank, IMF don't care about poor folks anywhere on this earth. International working class understands our worth. Kurdish struggle, Irish freedom fighters, all connectors, revolutionary riders, sharing tactics, strategies, showing how. International solidarity, that's our vow.
Until we're free, none of us are. Solidarity reaching near and far. Global struggle under the same star. Until we're free, raising the bar. Until we're free, none of us are. Solidarity reaching near and far. Global struggle under the same star. Until we're free, raising the bar.
Hip-hop spreading worldwide, youth organizing. From Brazil favelas to French suburbs rising. Against the same system oppressing us all. International hip-hop answering the call. When police killing Paris, London, Berlin. Black and brown youth, they are rocking. Globalization means the struggle's global too. International solidarity breaking through. No borders for workers, only for the poor. International unity, that's what we're for. From the Bronx to Soweto, struggles intertwined. International solidarity. Tokyo to Kingston, Lagos to LA. Revolutionary movements paving the way. One struggle, many fronts, all for liberation. International working class transformation.
Until we're free, we keep the fight alive. International solidarity. Together we thrive.
A 95. The time for revolution is now. People's manifesto showing how. From every struggle documented here, one truth becomes crystal clear. System can't be reformed from within. Revolutionary transformation must begin. We demand abolition of the police state. Community control before it's too late. Reparations for slavery and its aftermath. Land return for indigenous on freedom's path. Free healthcare as a human right. Free education shining bright. Housing as a human need, not commodity. And homelessness with revolutionary policy. Living wage, worker ownership of means. Production controlled by revolutionary teams.
People's manifesto, our demands are clear. Revolutionary change is finally here. No more oppression, no more fear. People's manifesto, let the world hear. People's manifesto, whoa, whoa. People's manifesto, whoa, whoa. People's manifesto, whoa, whoa. People's manifesto, let the world hear.
We demand environmental justice now. Stop toxic dumping, showing how to transform economy and save the planet. Revolutionary ecology, we plan it. LGBTQ plus liberation complete. Full equality, can't be beat. Reproductive freedom, gender equity. Revolutionary feminism, our unity. Immigrant rights and deportations. No human being deserves no violations.
People's manifesto, our demands are clear. Revolutionary change is finally here. No more oppression, no more fear. People's manifesto, let the world hear. People's manifesto, whoa, whoa. People's manifesto, whoa, whoa. People's manifesto, whoa, whoa. People's manifesto, let the world hear.
We demand democratization of wealth. Revolutionary economics, our stealth. A tap on capitalism through cooperatives. Community ownership, our incentives. Credit unions, community bank strong. Taking power from institutions that did us wrong. Media democracy, break up monopolies. Independent journalism, our philosophies. Food sovereignty, urban agriculture. Self-sufficiency, our infrastructure. This manifesto just to start revolutionary movements. We impart power to the people through organizing. Consciousness plus action, no compromising. From Los Angeles to New York streets, solidarity in every beat. International working class unite. Borders are illusions, we must fight. Study revolutionary histories, lessons. Learn from past victories and questions. Build dual power structures now. Mutual aid networks showing how to survive outside their system. While we dismantle it with wisdom. The people united will never be defeated. Chanting till the oppressors are depleted. This manifesto is our declaration. Revolutionary transformation across the nation. From the ashes of this dying empire, we'll build something better, rising higher. Generations fought before us, we continue their mission. Revolutionary consciousness, that's our vision. The struggle continues, but victory's certain. When people move together, lifting every curtain. This ain't the end, it's just beginning. People's manifesto, watch us win it.
Whoa, whoa.